So in today's session, we are going to discuss about JavaScript loops. JavaScript loops. Guys, so far what we discussed about commenting, we discussed about data types, we discussed about a variable declaration, we also discussed about string methods, we did discuss about array methods, we did discuss about object, we did discuss about object, we did also discuss about conditions, we did discuss about conditions. In today's session, we are going to discuss about loops. So guys, for is actually a loop in JavaScript. While is actually a loop in the JavaScript. Do while is actually a loop in the JavaScript. For in is actually a loop in the JavaScript. For off is actually a loop in the JavaScript. For each is actually a loop in the JavaScript. Okay. So these all are actually loops in the JavaScript. Okay. For loop, while loop, do while loop, for in loop, for off loop, for each loop. Okay. So these are the loops in JavaScript. Okay. Well, here guys, let me just go to the background script. Okay, let me just go to the background script. Okay. Well, here guys, I want to iterate each element in an array. I want to iterate each element in an array. Okay. Just a moment, guys. Okay. Well, I'm taking a string here where name is equal to Uday. So I want to print Uday is a string here. Okay. I want to print each character in the string. I want to print each character in the string. Okay. So here, what am I doing is I am taking for loop here. So in the for loop, so this is the syntax. This is the for loop syntax. In the for loop, first, okay, initialization, semicolon, condition. Condition means true or false, colon, increment, increment. So in the for loop, you have to pass three parameters. Three parameters. One is actually initialization. Second one is condition. The third one is increment. So initialization, I am taking where I is equal to 0. Okay. I less than name. Name is actually a variable. Okay. Name dot length. Name dot length. Okay. I plus plus. I plus plus is an actually increment operator. Okay. So here what am I doing is gs dot print. Okay. Name of I. So what happens here? This length it will give 4. Okay. So here name dot length means it will give 4. Okay. Name dot length means it will give 4. 0 less than 4. Is that true? Is that true, guys? 0 less than 4. Okay. So that is true. So then what happens? Here name of 0 means it will print U name. Okay. So then again it will go here. I plus plus. I plus plus will become 1. 1 less than 4. 1 less than 4 true. Then name of 1. Name of 1 means D it will print. Okay. Then it will become 2. 2 less than 4. 2 less than 4. So here name of 2 means it will give a name, a character. So likewise, if I want to print a string characters, you can use for loop. You can see U separately, D separately, A separately, Y separately. So if I take Uday Gadiparthi here, okay, it will print each value. Okay, what is this? Here I have taken 4, right? So here instead of 4, what should I do? Name dot length I have to take. Name dot length. Okay, here I have to take name dot length. So then what happens? Here it is printing each character separately. Okay, if I want to print each character separately, I have to use for loop. So here is this a string or array? You tell me here, is this a string or array? This is a string, right? This is a string. In the string, it will print each character. It is printing each character here. Okay. So similarly, this for loop is also used to print each element in the array. To print each element in the array. So 20, comma, 30, comma, 40, comma, 50, comma, 40, comma, 70, comma, 45, comma, 90. So each element will be printed using for loop, guys. Okay, I'm just taking number here. So here what it will do, number dot length 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it will take the number as length as 8. Okay. So finally it will actually give the number as 8 here. Okay. 0 less than 8. If it is true, first index will be printed. So then it will increment one number. Okay. So 1 less than 8, true. Then first index will be printed. So then it will become 2. 2 less than 8. 2 less than 8. So it will print the second index. Second index is 40. It will become 3. 3 less than 8. Okay, true. So then it will actually print um, uh, third index. Okay. So then it will become 4. 4 less than 8. Okay. It will print fourth index. So likewise, it will print each element here. Okay. So here you have to use a number here. You have to print number here. So it is printing each element or not, guys? You tell me. Is it printing each element or not? Hmm? It is printing each element or not, guys? Okay, I have list of phone numbers. I have list of phone numbers. Hmm, I'm just giving 9, 8, 7, 8. Okay, 6. I have list of phone numbers. I want to print each phone number separately. I want to print each phone number separately. Then what I will do, I'll take the phone number length. Phone number dot length. Then what it will give? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will take 5 as now number here. Okay. So in the first iteration, it will print this particular number. Second iteration, it will print this number. So likewise, it will print each number here. So here I have to change phone number. So it is printing the each phone number or not? Guys, answer me. Is it printing each phone number or not? Okay. So let us say I have list of email addresses where emails is equal to Uday@gmail.com. Okay. Mahesh@gmail.com. Suresh@gmail.com. Santosh@gmail.com. So how many email addresses are there? Four. Length is four. The length of this array is four. Then what you will do? You will use emails.length. Okay, you will take four here. Okay. So if you use email.of index of I. Okay. So first time it will be zero. Emails of zero means it will print this one. Emails of one means it will print this one. Emails of two means it will print this one. Emails of three means it will print this one. Likewise, it will print each email separately. Is it printing the each email separately or not? Guys, just a moment. Likewise, guys, we will be printing the each element. We will be printing the each element using for loop, guys. Okay. So you are able to understand, right? How do we loop through each element? Hmm? Okay. Now, now you can also use while loop to loop through each element. We can also use while loop to loop through each element. So, guys, there are many methods. You can use any method, any loop to loop through each element. I am using while loop now. So while loop syntax is you have to use while. Okay. So here in the while loop, initialization you should do here. Initialization. Okay, you have to do initialization here. Initialization, what am I doing is where I is equal to 0, I is equal to 0. Okay, this is the initialization. Here it is condition. So condition means true or false you have to pass. Okay. True or false you have to pass. So I less than emails dot length. This is the condition. Okay. So here you have to use increment here. The increment means I'm using I plus plus. Okay. 0 less than 0 less than 4. So the length of the array will be 4. So let me just use gs dot here. So here array length you are taking. Array length you are taking here. Okay. So you are taking the array length here. So I less than 4. I less than 4 means true. If it is true, it will go inside. It will go inside. So then it will print the first index. 0 index means it will print this name. So it will increment one number. 1 less than 4, true. It will print the second index. Then it will become 2. 2 less than 4. Okay. So it will print the second index. It will become 3. 3 less than 4. Then it will print the third index. So it will become 4. 4 less than 4, false. If it is false, it won't print any value. Let me just run the script here. So it is printing the values or not? It is printing the each element or not? You tell me here. So like for loop, okay, you can either use for loop or while loop. Anyone you can use. I'm using for loop. I'm writing for loop here. So I'm using j variable here. J is equal to 0. J less than emails dot length j plus plus gs dot print emails of index of j. So as I have used I variable already, I'm using j variable here. Okay. So both does the same thing. Both does the same thing. You can see both have printed the elements. So here I'm okay. gs dot print. You can see using for loop I am able to iterate each element. Using while loop also I am able to iterate the each element. Understand, guys? How do we how do we iterate each element using for loop, and how do we iterate using while loop? Everyone, very good. So we can also do the same thing using do while loop also. So let me now try with the do while loop. Whatever we are able to do it, we will try it using do while loop. Okay. I'm just commenting it out. I'm commenting all the script above. I'm now doing the same thing using do while loop. Where k is equal to 0. So the do while loop syntax is actually do. Okay. Here you will use while loop here. This is the do while loop syntax, guys. Okay. So what you will do is you will initialize here. You will initialize here. Okay. Where k is equal to 0. Okay. Where k is equal to 0. So here, what you will do is you will print one element first. gs dot print. gs dot print. Okay. So here, emails of index k. K means first it will be 0. First it will print one email. What you will do is you will increment one number here. A plus plus. Here you are incrementing the number. Okay. Then what you are doing is k less than emails dot length. You are doing the initialization here. You are incrementing the number here. Okay. You are incrementing the number here. Okay. You are writing the condition here. Condition in the parenthesis. Condition in the parenthesis. So here the do while loop, what it does is that even if the condition is met or not, first time it will be executed. The point to remember here with the do while loop is that even if the condition met or not, okay, first time it will go to do. Okay. If the condition is met, it will loop through. If the condition is not met, it will not go to loop. Okay. So see here, I am just running the script here. It has looped through each element or not. It has looped through each element or not. So here you have to initialize a value where k is equal to 0 I have taken. Do. So even if the condition is not met, do while loop will execute once, definitely. Even if the condition is met or not, do while loop will execute once. Okay. So let us say I am giving 0 here. Okay, 0 here. Then next time it will be executed. So even if the condition is met or not, one time it will be definitely it will print. One time it will execute. Okay. Emails dot length. So first time it will definitely execute what is there in the input. Second time, if the condition is not met here, if the condition is not met, it will come out of the loop. So here you can use while loop, do while loop. Okay, you can use while loop, do while loop. Okay. So all are doing the same or not? All are doing same or not, guys? Tell me. Using for loop also we are iterating each value, each element of the array. Using while loop also we are able to iterate each element of the array. Okay. Using do while loop also we are able to iterate each element of the array. Now what am I doing is I can also do this using for each loop as well. Okay, for each loop as well. So we don't use commonly for each, guys. Here they have used arrow functions. Okay. Now what I am doing is okay. So here you use emails here. Emails. Okay. I am using gs.print here. gs.print item. So now using for each loop. So here, okay, this is emails, right? Array name dot for each loop. Array name dot for each loop. You are printing each element here. Okay. So here using for loop, using while loop, using do while loop, using for each as well. In the for each, you have to be pretty much um, clear about this for each here. So this is actually a for each syntax, guys. Object name dot for each. In the for each, you have to use self-calling function. It is called self-calling function. Self-calling function means a function without name is called self-calling function. So in the function, what you are doing is you are taking each element name. Each element name you are taking. So each element you are printing it using gs.print. Okay. You are getting my point? Hmm? You are getting my point, right? Everyone. Guys, this for each loop you are clear or not? Using for each loop also, you can print each element. So here in the for each loop, you have to take array name first. Array dot for each. You have to write self-calling function. In the self-calling function, you will get the each element name. So you will print each element name here. Okay. So this is how you will actually iterate each element using for each loop. Now I will show you how to print using for in loop. Okay, you can also print each element using for in loop as well. Okay. Where not where for. Okay. Where mm, L is equal to where L in. So for is a keyword. Is a keyword. This is called for in emails. Okay. For in emails. gs.print gs.print. You have to use emails of index I, not L here. You have taken L here, right? Okay. So now you are actually looping through each element using for in loop. You can see. So this is for loop. This is for while loop. This is for do while loop. Okay. This is for um, this is for each loop. This is for in loop. Okay. So likewise, you can iterate records using multiple loops. You can also use for of loop as well. You can use for of loop as well. For where m is equal where of of emails. Okay, emails gs.print m. Okay. Why is it showing syntax error? Hmm, it is showing some syntax error. Guys, somehow the for of loop is not working. I'll show you how exactly for of loop will work in JavaScript. Okay. You can say variable name element of the array. Okay. So the same syntax we have used, but it is not working for us in service now. It is not taking it as a proper syntax for where m of emails. So I want to print that, but it didn't take. If you see here, the in the array ABCDs are there. It will print each element. If you run this one, if you run this one, it has printed each element ABC. Okay. For of loop syntax is that for where element of the array. So here you have to use element name to print each element, each array element. Guys, do you understand how exactly these loops are working? So let me remove this for off loop. Now we understand. Now we understand how to use for loop, how to use for loop, how to use while loop, how to use do while loop. Okay, how to use for each loop and how to use for in loop. Okay, so in the for in loop where this is the index. Okay, in emails. So how many elements are there? Those many times it will run. Okay. So likewise, you will actually iterate each element in the array, guys. Okay. We will see a simple example. We will see a simple example. Okay. So that you will be able to understand better. I will take a list of four numbers. I'll take list of four numbers. So all are in the email for phone number format or not, I have to check. Okay. All are in the phone number format or not, I have to check. Okay. So first of all, I have to take the regular expression for phone number. Mm, okay, you'll take this one. You'll take this regular expression where regex is equal to I've taken this regular expression, guys. This regular expression will validate the phone numbers. Will validate the phone numbers. Okay. Where phone numbers is equal to okay. So here all are actually in the mobile number format, guys. I'm just adding some uh, dash in the middle. Okay. So from these, want to identify valid phone numbers and invalid phone numbers. Okay, from these I have to identify valid phone numbers and invalid phone numbers. So now can you guide me through from here, guys? You tell me. Can you guide me through from here? Okay, first step, one by one, you have to guide me. Okay. First of all, I have to convert this string into, array. What am I doing is where ARR number, ARR phone numbers is equal to phone numbers dot split it using comma separated. What happens? It will become an array. So I will loop through each element. How can I loop through each element? You can use for loop or while loop or do while loop or for in loop or for each loop. Anyone I can use. So I'm using for loop here. In the for loop, I have to first initialization where I is equal to 0. Okay. Less than ARR phone dot length I plus plus. Okay, I plus plus. Okay. So here, what am I doing is each phone number is in the phone number format or not. I have to check. So I am writing condition in the for loop again. Else. Okay. If it is phone number, it will go inside. If it is not phone number, it will go to else part. Okay. So now what am I doing is ARR phone of index I dot match regular expression I am taking here. Index here. Okay. So I have to separate valid phone numbers and invalid phone numbers, right? Where valid phones is equal to where invalid. Okay. Valid phones. Okay. ARR phone of. If it is actually following the phone number format, it will go to particular array. If it is not following it, then it will go to invalid phone numbers. Push. Okay. ARR phone of. Okay. Then what you are doing after that? I'm actually printing invalid phone numbers. gs.print valid phones dot string. Invalid phones dot string. Now what am I doing is I have taken this array, right? This array I am converting into string again. So now I'm just running the script here. You will be able to see these are actually valid phone numbers. These are valid phone numbers. These are invalid phone numbers. I'm able to separate it or not. So here what am I doing is in the for loop, I am looping through each element and each phone number is in the phone number format or not. I am checking here. Each phone number is in the phone number format or not. I am checking here, guys. Using for loop, first I will take this particular one. If this in the email format or not, sorry, phone number. First I will take this phone number. Okay. So this phone number is in the phone number format or not. I'll check. If it is in the phone number format, I am pushing it to this valid phone numbers array. If it is not in the valid phone numbers format, I am pushing it to invalid phone numbers array. So likewise, I am taking second one. Okay.
If the second one is in the phone number format or not, I am checking. If it is in the phone number format, I am pushing it to valid phones. Okay. If it is not in the valid phone number format, I am pushing it to invalid phones. Getting my point? So likewise, here using for loop, I am looping through each element. Using this condition, I am just checking if the each element is in the phone number format or not. Do you understand, guys? Dot match is used to check if this email, if this phone number is in this format or not. This format. Okay, the phone number is in this format or not. This is called regular expression. To match the string with the regular expression, we will use match method. That I told you in the string methods, right? Everyone. See, first of all, here I have taken the regular expression here, guys. Regular expression. This is used to check if the phone number is in the valid format or not. So second one, this is the place where I am getting the phone numbers. Okay, this I am getting it in a string format. You can see that is there in the single quotes. I am getting it in a string format, right? So as I am getting it in a string format, what am I doing is I am splitting that string using comma separated. Then it will become an array. So I am looping through each array element using for loop. I am looping through each array element using for loop. So instead of this for loop, what else we can do? We can also use while loop where I is equal to 0. Okay. While okay. Less than ARR phone dot length. So it also works the same way. Why is it taking too much time? Why is it taking too much time? Okay, very good. Very good, Vamsi. Good catch. It's going to infinite loop. That's why. You can see using while loop also we are able to identify the valid phone numbers and invalid phone numbers. Okay. This is an invalid phone number. So using while loop. So this is actually initialization. And here in the while loop, I have written the condition here. And I have used the increment operator here. Increment here I have written here. So you can also do this using do while loop as well. Okay. If you want to do it using do while loop, so what am I doing is, let me just remove this one. Okay. So it also does the same thing. Here I am using do while loop here to identify the invalid emails. Okay, invalid phone numbers and normal phone numbers. So using do while loop also we are able to identify it or not, guys? You tell me. Using for loop we are able to identify invalid phone numbers and valid phone numbers. Using while loop also we are able to identify valid phone numbers and invalid phone numbers. So using do while loop also we are able to do it. So now I will show you how to do it using for in loop as well, for each as well. So ARR phone but for each. Okay, here no need to use increment operator here. Okay, okay. Item. Here you have to use item name here. Here instead of using, you will use item here. Item, item, item here. Okay. So using for each loop also we are able to identify. Okay. So this is actually for each loop. In the for each loop, I have taken self-calling function. In the self-calling function, I am actually able to identify valid phone numbers and invalid phone numbers. Okay. So for each, using for each, I am able to identify invalid phone numbers and valid phone numbers. So we are able to achieve it using for loop, while loop, do while loop, and for each loop as well. So instead of for each loop, if you want to use for in loop, okay. So I can also use for in loop as well here. For where I in in there are phone. Okay. So here ARR phone of I. ARR phone of I. Okay. This function is not required here. Okay. Using for in loop also we are able to loop through each record. We are able to loop through each element. Guys, here we are able to loop through each element in the array. What about object? Okay. I am defining an object here where Uday object is equal to, I am defining an object here. Name colon Uday Gadiparthi Okay. First name colon Uday. Last name colon okay. Qualification BTech. Okay. Father name Koteshwar Rao. I want to print. I want to print each value, each key and each value both. So here to print each key and each value, here also we will use for in loop. For in loop is used, guys. Remember, for in loop is used to loop through each element in the array, to loop through each object. To loop through each object, we will use for in loop. To loop through each array, each element in the array, we will use for in loop. For in loop is used for arrays and objects both. I am taking for here. For in loop I am using where I in Uday object. Okay, Uday object. So gs.print. Okay. I plus plus the object of I. Okay, we will print both each key and value. So name is Uday Gadiparthi. First name is Uday. Last name is Gadiparthi. Qualification is BTech. Father name is Koteshwar Rao. Mother name is Nagendramma. So likewise, you can loop through each key value using for in loop. For in loop is not only for objects. For in loop not only for arrays. For in loop is also used for in loop is also used for objects as well. It is not only for arrays. Okay. It is not only for arrays. It is also for objects as well. So likewise, you will use loops in JavaScript, guys. Hope you are able to understand about loops. Why do we use loops and all? Everyone, hmm? Any questions from anyone, guys? Any questions from anyone? Yeah, we will use these loops in real time as well. Where do we use these loops and all? I'll tell you. Okay. In real time also we'll use loops. Where do we use and all? I'll tell you. Okay, guys. If no questions, and we'll wind up the session and we'll be connecting in tomorrow session, guys. Okay. Until then, keep practicing the JavaScript. Okay. Thank you, guys. See you there in tomorrow session. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.